영어신문기사 읽기. 다음에 읽어 내려가는 기사는 제가 과거에 코리아타임스에 기고했던 글입니다. 제목은 Honor always implies justice. 영예는 언제나 정의를 의미한다. 본문을 가능한 한 빠른 속도로 읽어 내려가도록 하겠습니다. I believe that I'm justified in saying that honor always implies justice, so that successful people are not have to be rewarded with honor if they have achieved their success by dishonest means. The relationship between honor and justice seems to be quite in accord with the principle that the end does not always justify the means. This is because all activities in human society are not inseparably linked to an awareness of morality. In other words, a moral obligation attaches to every position in the community of men. If you study Korean history, you can clearly see that there have been many influential people, those who are reputed for their virtues and those who committed the series of vicious acts in our society. Both kinds of people have been responsible for steering the country to its present state. However, only those who are virtuous among them are highly respected by most Korean people. Most of their achievements satisfied our sense of justice. We admire them primarily because they, I think, devoted themselves to doing good deeds and showed a strong sense of moral responsibility. Clearly, they attached great importance to concern for morality, which is the very thing we really want in human life to produce harmony regardless of whether a society is economically advanced or backward. It is useful to study not only the virtuous conduct of sages but also instances of past wrongdoings, which resulted from lack of responsibility or moral conscience. If we learn honestly from the mistakes of the past, it might be possible for us to achieve the bright future that everyone dreams of. But it is clear that reverting to old bad habits will only be a step backward. A society's prevailing ideas of morality are determined by how individuals behave toward each other in their daily lives. It is common knowledge that only morality has an important bearing on human relations. Nevertheless, it seems that immorality is on the increase. Unfortunately, it might even be true that public morals have never been more deplorable corrupt than they are now. As a matter of fact, I think that scholarship alone does not qualify a person to be a teacher. Similarly, people who achieve a leading position in society are not always fit to guide others on the path of righteousness if they have a questionable moral philosophy. These days, we are sometimes finding that many politicians are unqualified to guide us in the right direction in view of the fact that the most unthinkable and unsavory practices have taken place under their governances. If we try to think of ways to solve the problem, we can see that theoretical principles and practical requirements do not always correspond. Thus, we cannot solve ever-worsening moral problems by simply trying to put moral principles of our own day into practice. This is because when we study the history of philosophy, we find that morality is always defined by each generation. Many people, especially in the leadership class, have always lost their sense of morality. In this situation, we may need the slogan that touches the root strings of people's heart. In fact, words embody thought. We all know that when water freezes in the cracks of a rock, it expands and ultimately causes the rock to break apart. This simple phenomenon can be viewed as a metaphor for the effect of immoral leaders in the midst of law-abiding people. As an ordinary citizen, I wish to ask a favor of all our leaders. Please preserve your moral conscience before we are placed in uncontrollable confusion. I believe that the good leader is one who corrects his or her mistakes and avoids repeating them in the future. In effect, the A leader's central responsibility is to create the condition necessary for a society's growth and success. I would also like to tell them that, briefly stated, honor always implies justice. A philosopher once said, the most valuable skill one can acquire is the ability to think for oneself. He didn't say it is the ability to pull the wool over the eyes of the public or swindle law-abiding people. 이상 감사합니다.